So I just got back from Hawaii yesterday, and what an unforgettable experience to debut the Tacoma outside of Mauna Lani Resort. That was insane, where Toyota had us. Like, this was my view on the sixth floor. Like, unbelievable. But it's time to break down one of the vehicles that made me super, super happy, which, well, obviously the Tacoma in general, but check out the TRD Pro. Today I'm going to give you the walk around. As you can see, Omar from Omar Drives. Go check out his channel. He's a really cool dude. But we're going to do a walk around. I'm going to tell you all the information on the TRD Pro. This is my last Tacoma update before I drive it later this year, because I've already done videos on the TRD Sport, the Limited, as well as the Trail Hunter. So make sure to check out those. But let's get into the all-new badass TRD Pro. All right, so we're just going to do a quick walk around here of the TRD Pro. Blacked out grille. Of course, you have the light bar, and below that you have the rigid lights. Now, I believe there's a 2-inch lift up front, and we have glossy black fenders as well as glossy black mirrors. Let me know what you guys think of the glossy black on such a Baja inspired pickup truck. Getting underneath there, I don't know if I show you the skid plate a little bit here. Of course, we have that iconic TRD Pro skid plate. You can see those Fox shocks. It's the only model in the Tacoma lineup that has the badass Fox shocks. They are brand new, and we'll talk more about them at the end. Here are the new headlights as well, and then you can see TRD Pro in the lens at the top. I don't know if I caught that, but I'll play that B-roll for you guys at the end. So if these amazing 18-inch, I can't really tell. They're a little bit, they're not completely matte, but they're not completely glossy either with these TRD wheels. And we have 33-inch tires. Does that mean if you guys could put 35-inch tires on it? Possibly. Okay, so there's your upper control arm that's in this really cool glossy metallic red. You have the red shocks in here as well. Now the Trail Hunter is really cool upper control arms as well that say Trail Hunter and have the little Trail Hunter badge on it. And you can see a better look at these bypass shocks as well. So pretty badass. There's the TRD Pro. On the hood, it doesn't say like iForce Max. It will say iForce Max in this position. If you have, let's say, the Limited, it won't say Limited up here. The Trail Hunter actually might say iForce Max as well, but the TRD Pro reserves it for that. And we'll talk about the powertrain here in a little bit. So the hood scoop is on the TRD Sport. It is on the TRD Off-Road. It is on the TRD Pro. And I don't remember if it's on the Trail Hunter or not off the top of my head. I will just play that B-roll in there for you guys. But it is not functional. So hate to burst your bubble there. It's only for badassery looks. So as we step back, blacked out roof line as well as the A-pillar, blacked out door handles, all glossy black, right? Gosh, it just has such a cool presence to it. And I think the line is pretty classy as well. That goes from the front wheel area to the back wheel area. Still looks macho from every angle. Love the new design of the bed. And then we have those ARB hooks as well as the iForce Max and the Beyond Zero logo. There's your full fat spare tire underneath, just chilling under here. Yep. Traditional held on with a chain. And then you got those fancy bump stocks as well as the Fox the shocks back there. Let's just go back because this is important because we have coil springs on the Tacoma for the first time ever. But the base trims, the S, the SR, and the pre-runner, those actually have leaf springs, which is pretty cool if you would prefer to just have a simpler truck. Also, we have 4-wheel disc brakes for the first time ever, which is pretty amazing. I love this ARB rear bumper that you see on the TRD Pro and the Trail Hunter. This thing feels like it's built from inside of a mountain. It feels super high quality. There's that button on each tail light that pops that down. I'll just go ahead and pause here so you guys can listen to this dual exhaust TRD tuned. Now we have the 5-foot bed here. I don't think the TRD Pro will have a 6-foot bed. Now, before I keep going here, Toyota did say that the exhaust is going to be available. That exhaust sound is going to be available, I think, from the dealer. But stay tuned. That it seemed like amazing to be able to get that on a non-TRD truck. But stay tuned for more because I'll probably hear more about it this fall. A Trail Hunter, you pop up this flap on the left-hand side, and that's where the compressor was, as well as like a USB-C, and I think a 12-volt was back there as well. But I don't think that does anything here on the TRD Pro. And then here we have the 2400 watt. This is amazing for off-roading, to power your refrigerators, to power your extra battery packs, 2,400 watts. That is awesome. So you don't have to do all this amazing or incredible like workarounds to charge battery packs and to power your additional belongings on your long trips. So you have that triple roof spoiler here that I think is only on the TRD Pro, the TRD Sport, and the TRD Off-Road. I don't think it was on the Trail Hunter. It's completely there for looks, and like it just reminds me of like having Shredder for Ninja Turtles attached to the roof at all times. One is the antenna, and I think the other two are just dummies, but maybe they actually do something for aerodynamics. Yeah, so that's the quick walk around on the exterior. Let's go ahead and get on the inside. And here's the thing, I couldn't do a full walk around on the inside because this TRD Pro was not finished and they didn't want us to film things that weren't finished. But we have this nice two-tone door here with the TRD Pro trimming, JBL speaker, and then a couple cubbies here on the left-hand side. And you can rest your arm up top here as well as down below, depending on just where you want to put your arm. So love the materials for overall, pretty good here. I love this all-weather TRD Pro mat, aluminum pedals. And it says Tacoma here as well with that tire track. Looks awesome. So here are these amazing red TRD seats. And these seats, I could have a video all to themselves. They essentially have shock absorbers on them. The seat has its own suspension. It's amazing. I love the climate control in the new Tacoma. Very simple. I have all my switches and rotary dials for temperature control. We have heated ventilated seats here in this TRD Pro. TRD Pro has the best shifter, has the most detail. It's got the stitching on it. It's got the TRD logo of the heated steering wheel as well. Large volume knob in the middle. Really appreciate that. And I love the USB-Cs down there, high wattage USB-Cs. And we kind of have this fake carbon fiber here on the dash, and then the Heritage Toyota. Every single one of these new Tacomas I was in had that Toyota Heritage badging here, just in different iterations. So in the Limited and the TRD Sport, it was like a glossy black. And here it's more hard edged, and you got that red ring underneath for the TRD Pro. So hard touch dash, if I remember right. I do like the ejectable JBL Flex speaker. It feels really quality and heavy in the hands. It feels probably like I have a Bose portable speaker, and it feels just as high quality as that. So pretty cool. I think it's going to do well for them, or just want people to get that JBL sound system more than ever because it's cool. Nothing other than, if you never take it out, it's still cool. You have a digital rearview mirror, and then we don't have a panel roof. We just have a standard roof. No panel roof on the Tacoma that I'm aware of. The steering wheel has special TRD ornamentation to it on the very bottom and on the top with that stripe. There's the TRD logo on the shifter as well. And then you have that 360 camera. You have your trailer control button, rear locking diff, as well as a sway bar disconnect. And you have this amazing rotary dial here that can control multiple things. So the top one is going to control 2 high to 4 high to 4 low. And then you have a brake hold finally. Isn't that great? And to stop and go traffic, you have a brake hold. There's your wireless charger, by the way. And then you also multi-train select. You can control your drive mode. So let's say you press drive mode. And then to my understanding, you mess with this additional rotary dial here at the very bottom that will switch into different drive modes. Same thing with multi-train select. You press this, and I think this will cycle through. I didn't play with it too much, and it'll make a lot more sense when I'm driving it instead of just having it stationary. So there's a better look of your 360 camera. First ever sway bar disconnect for a TRD model. That sway bar disconnect is on TRD Off-Road, and it is standard on the Trail Hunter as well. Cup holders also have a nice rubber lining to them, and then here is your safe, which is traditional for high-end Tacomas to feature that safe in there. Here we go. The door slam actually sounded pretty good in there. We have that fully digital screen, 12-inch screen on the back. You have your angles for your off-roading as well. The screen is pretty customizable. It is a new screen. It does take some getting used to. You see me flipping through here. You're going to have 3 different major screens to flip through, and then you can customize each one of those individual screens. So that is new for Toyota. The only other Toyota vehicle I've been in that has this exact layout is the Crown, to my memory anyways. So I like the TRD Pro red button there, very unique. But that's a quick walk around with the TRD Pro, and let's go ahead and get on over to the press release so I can go over all the additional details. I didn't really go over this on any of my videos, but I want to go over some of the information here. We don't have pricing. Of course, we'll get that closer to launch, and we actually might not have pricing on the iForce Max models till next spring. So you're a year out from getting iForce Max models like the TRD Pro, but you can get the iForce Max also in the TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, and Limited. And those options won't be coming till spring as well. We have 2 Tacoma manufacturing sites. They're both in Mexico. They don't make it in San Antonio anymore. That's been that way for years at this point. But Baja, California and Guanajuato plants both make the new Tacoma as well as the current Tacoma. But you will be able to get the standard iForce non-hybrid models with a 2.4 turbo late 2023. So for the powertrain for the TRD Pro, you have one option, no more manual transmission, but you have this iForce Max with the 8-speed auto, the 2.4 turbo, 326 horse, 465 pound-feet of torque. It can tow 6,000 pounds and has over 1,700 pounds of payload. And then you have the same electric motor and same battery that we see in the Sequoia as well as the Tundra iForce Max models instead of the twin turbo V6. Like I said, we have the Turbo 4. So it should be a lot of fun to drive because it'll be a lot lighter than those other large F platform vehicles. In the TRD Pro, we have the 4x4 with the 2-speed transfer case plus A-track and rear lock-in differential. But on the limited iForce Max model, the red one that I did a walk around on with you guys, that has something unique. And I'm not exactly sure why it doesn't have rear wheel drive, but it's 4x4 only. And it has a center locking diff, something that we would see in a Prado or a Lexus GX or a Lexus LX. So it's possible we could see this exact same powertrain in the next Prado with the 2.4 turbo hybrid with the center locking diff. And we're supposed to get a variation of the Land Cruiser Prado in the United States sometime in the future, as well as the next generation 4Runner at some time. By the way, I'm getting a 4Runner this week for review. I think it's the 40th anniversary edition, so definitely stay tuned for that. We could also potentially see this in the new Lexus GX. We'll know more in about, 3 weeks from now when it's supposed to be revealed. So stay tuned for that. We will talk about the multi-link rear suspension with the coil spring. So let's go on down to the TRD Pro here. The 2 top models are the Trail Hunter as well as the TRD Pro. The full rundown on the Fox shocks are 2.5-inch Fox internal bypass manual modal quick switch 3s with rear piggyback style remote reservoirs and rear Fox IFP bump stops. That's way over my head. I'm not exactly an off-roading guy. To me, it just has incredible badass Fox shocks. Standard is the IsoDynamic performance seat. And now I asked the Toyota, I'm like, was there ever going to be an option to not get it? Because it does take down on the rear legroom because the seat is massive. So hopefully in the future, Toyota will make a cheaper TRD Pro or maybe a no-cost option to not get these ridiculous like suspension seats. I'm not saying they're ridiculous for like never seen it. It's incredible. The fact that Toyota is making it, because I've never seen that in a production vehicle. And it is Baja inspired and Baja themed overall. And they have images with the TRD Pro next to Ivan Ironman Stewart's off-road winning pickup truck. Baja truck, I should say. What else on here? Well, we have an aluminum front skid plate, but it doesn't look like we get the incredible skid plates for the transmission and rear differential. Maybe. It would be my guess, like we see on the Trail Hunter. The Trail Hunter and the TRD Pro have a 2-inch lift in the front and a 1.5-inch lift in the rear. We have a rocker protector, but we don't have the frame-mounted rock rails like we see on the Trail Hunter. And I covered everything else, but I think the last thing I didn't mention is the TRD Pro has a head-up display. It's the same head-up display we see in the Platinum grade of the Grand Highlander, and I can't say much about it other than when I looked at it in the Tacoma, it's a next generation. It's not the old head-up display, so that should be a huge leap forward in terms of customization, quality, and information that it pulls up there. All right, that's it. That's all I have for the TRD Pro Tacoma. Hate to burst your bubble. You're not going to be able to see these on the streets or in the dealers until a year from now, next spring. Hopefully, when I drive these in the fall, we'll have some Trail Hunters as well as TRD Pro models to test out and share it with you guys on the channel. But that's all I have for you guys at this point in time. Definitely stay tuned for more taco news. And next up is going to be Lexus TX and GX reveals in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'll hype you guys up. I think has it been officially announced? I don't know if it's been officially announced the date, so I don't want to say anything, but it'll be soon. And then this summer, we're supposed to have a lot of Toyota news as well. Maybe not on the pickup end, but possibly on the car end. And then later this year, I have my hopes set for a new Camry reveal. which I can't wait. I can't wait for new Camry. But I got it there. Thank you guys for watching. Smash the hell out of the like button for the new Tacoma, especially this TRD Pro, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good day and peace.